I like Smash Brothers. I've played Ultimate from the day it launched in 2018, and I still play it regularly to this day. And yet, if you ask me, what character do I main, I wouldn't be able to provide you an answer. It's ironic that in a game of over 80 playable characters, and after all of this time, I still do not have a main I could tell you with certainty. And I think a big reason for that is because I hate losing, so I want a character that doesn't lose. But naturally there is no such thing as a character that doesn't lose, so you would look for the next best thing, a character that rarely loses. However, as you might expect, it's in the player's hand that determines whether a character wins or loses. Thus, if you lose with that character, they become a character who loses. In my journey to find a suitable character to main, I've played almost the entire roster. I've played characters that I thought would have certainly been the main for me. I've played characters I just like from their series. I've played characters I never thought I would main ever.
Yeah, it's still happening.
Yeah.
This is still happening, Toph.
It is, yeah.
How long has this set been going on, dude?
I don't know.
I'm falling asleep here.
I've played characters that are just seen as relatively good, and I've tried a couple of the characters that are considered to be the best of the best. But the problem always returns, which is you don't feel like you're making enough progress based on the amount of time you've put in, and you start to see all of the flaws of the character, perhaps to a greater extent to what they really are, and perhaps to cover up the flaws with your playstyle as well. But it doesn't change the fact that you're still losing and you don't think the character's going to work. And if you don't believe in the character, if you don't believe in yourself, then it's going to be very difficult to make any meaningful progress. A counter that people will probably have to what I just asserted is, well, perhaps the reason these losses keep happening and you keep feeling like you're not making progress is just because you're not putting enough practice into the game. And you know, this is a bit more grey than it is black and white, because yes, I'm not spending 4 hours a day in the training room every day, you know, but when you're playing the game, you can choose to adapt and pay attention and look over your replay afterwards, or you can choose to just mash buttons. And so when I'm playing the game, I like to pay attention to what I'm doing, what the opponent's doing, and try to adapt, try to practice things maybe you saw, maybe you theory crafted, or maybe you did practice in a training room and discovered it, and see if you can get it in a real game. And I prefer, by a long shot, of just playing the game over and over again, just to see if I can get better, to see if I can adapt, to see if I could change something or try something differently, compared to just being in the training room. And I'm sure a lot of people have that same opinion, and I know that top players will then tell you, well, that's not the top player mindset, you're not going to get to the top if you want to just play it like that. And that's understandable. I'm not saying I've never done the training mode either, mind you, it's just I vastly prefer playing the game and learning through playing the training mode. But like I was saying, when you don't believe in the character, you have even less of a reason to feel like you're going to need to spend the time in there. Not because, oh, I'll get better magically, but because, alright, I don't believe in this character, why would I spend all this time in a character that will, in my opinion, not pay off that time? It will be wasted time. So you end up not doing that, or you do it, but you don't do well afterwards, and it reinforces that idea, and then you definitely don't do it. See, that's the problem. You have all these characters, you have all these different playstyles, all these different ways you can approach situations. You can play whoever you want, and yet none of them feel good to you. None of them feel like, this character, I can win every fight. It might be hard, but I can win every fight with this character. That's when you're in this mindset of the character crisis. I think Smash Ultimate's character crisis is its own version. It's like a unique case. Because there is no reason that I should be in a character crisis for this long in this game, and yet I am. I have even tried playing some of the Miis seriously at certain points. The Miis, you know, it's gone that bad. And yet, I still like the game. You know, I like Smash. I want to play Smash. I wouldn't mind winning more in Smash. If I won more, I might feel like practicing more and then entering more tournaments, bigger. You know, you see where the snowball builds up here before you become a pretty good player. Problem is, when you're not getting anywhere, getting that started is quite slow and tedious and not fun. And it is a game, and obviously when you compete at the top, it might be hard to have fun in the traditional sense because it's a very serious moment, but I'm nowhere near the top right now, so that's not even a philosophical question I need to worry myself over. I want to have fun, but I want to get better, and I have fun by getting better. Before, as a kid, I could play Smash, let's say Brawl, items on, stuff like that, and I would have fun. But now, if I'm not playing it competitively, I don't find the game that fun. I still have a little bit of fun, obviously, but compared to competitive, it's just incomparable. So I don't want to just not play the game competitively, but I don't want to lose as often as I'm losing. I want to really win. I want to use things that prove I know what I'm doing to win. You know, I want it to be an absolute yes, he definitely won this. But I'm not there, and I haven't gotten there, and the DLC hasn't provided a character that's just clicked with me either. So what would I do from this point on? I think at the heart of the problem, it is confidence. Both confidence in yourself as a player and confidence in the character that it won't hold you back more than your own skills would. I think that is a really big part of a character crisis, because since you aren't winning as often as you'd like, you're not confident in your skills. But that means you're going to definitely want to make sure your character isn't going to make you any worse than that. And so if you're not confident the character is competent, then you're not going to believe in them either. So you're sort of just going on a suicide mission because you have no actual belief you or the character will have success. And it can make victories feel not earned. You're not sure if you truly did that. It feels like luck or random because you don't have faith in your character, you don't have faith in your skills, but you won. What do you take from that? It's very complex mental state, I think, when you're in this type of character crisis. The way I see it, there are a few options you could take from here. You could, for one, you could keep playing and hope that either maybe you start winning with a specific character numerous times and you can replicate the strategies you did to success, which will build up confidence in both yourself and that character, and you can start going from there. Or hope that one of the new wave of DLCs brings a character that really does click with you, and you just know after playing them, even when you lose a bit, that this is the character for you. It's perfect. Right, so that's something you could do. Alternatively, you could force yourself into the training mode and spending a set amount of time a week doing a set schedule of things related to that character. But, you know, I've done that before and it didn't pay out and it just feels like you've wasted your time. Now, maybe if I did it again or if you do it, it won't be a waste of your time. But when you make that choice, you do know that there's a chance it will be a waste of time. And then the final option, and the option that nobody would really want, is perhaps the game just isn't for you competitively. Perhaps you just can't get yourself into the right mindset, or you just can't cut it. And that's not fun to think about because it's finite. You can't make it. And a lot of players will tell you that just does not happen, that anyone can be the best with the amount of time. But if the amount of time required is very impractical, then it may as well be never. And I don't know if for anybody it could be that bad to where it's just impractical. I don't know. But perhaps it could be. Perhaps maybe you're wasting your efforts. I'm wasting my efforts. I don't know. Again, it's not the most fun conclusion, but it is a conclusion you could come to. I'm not sure if that's the one I've come to, because no matter what, I like the game, and I want to be good at it, but you can only hit a wall so many times before you wonder, why do you keep running into that wall? Especially when there's characters that you try to use and you don't do well with, but you know that they're way better than what you can get out of them. And obviously, you know that practice is a thing and that it takes time. But let's say you put 50 hours into just King DDD and everything DDD related, right? And then someone else puts maybe 15 into DDD, does better than you. That sucks, but you might say, well, they're the more experienced player. And then let's say it happens with two other guys, and one of them started after you. Okay. Now I'm not so sure. Stuff like that. It just makes you wonder why you were doing it. So, I get it. I don't really know what the point of this video was, really. I just wanted to talk about Character Crisis, and maybe some of you are going through a similar thing, and if so, I'll be interested to hear what your thoughts on Character Crisis are. For fighting games in general, obviously, this one's talking about Smash, but for fighting games in general, you know, what's your take on a Character Crisis? How have you gotten out of one? Did you get out of it? But apart from that, thanks for watching this video. It's a bit rambly, I know, but I just felt it had to be done. And I hope you would feel like checking out some of my other content. I've done a bunch of analytical videos on the Sonic cars, and I still plan to continue that, but I might branch out a bit more in the future as well, so keep an eye out. But either way, have a nice day, and hope to see you next time.